Hello students. In the previous lecture, we had already studied about the different attributes of table creation. We have seen which are the different tags used for table creation, and also we have seen the different attributes for table creation. So the tag which is used for table creation is, which we have seen in the last lecture, is the table tag. Okay. Other than the table tag, the different tags which are used for the creation of table or for the creation of table are: first, tr tag, that was table row. If you want to create a row in a table, at that time you used to use the tr tag. The next tag was the td tag. What is the use of td tag? The td tag was used to enter or write the data in a table. The next tag was the th tag. What is the use of th tag? The th tag was used to assign the heading to your table. Okay, the columns heading of each column was given by the tag th, that is table heading. For example, if I am creating a table as student, then roll number, name, standard. For writing this column's heading, I will use my th tag. Okay. The next tag which we have seen was the caption tag. Now, what is the use of caption tag, students? Caption tag is used as, for what purpose caption tag is used? The caption tag is used if you want to assign the title to your table. By default, caption tag, if you will not give any alignment, that is whether top or bottom, then by default it is displaying at the top of your table. Okay, and we have also seen the different types of attributes which supports your table. Lastly, we had seen the how to use the row span attribute for creating a table in a document. Okay, so now we will see in the today's lecture we will see the use of call span attribute and how the call span attribute is used for creating a table in HTML. So students, over here again you all can see first statement is again exclamatory mark doc type HTML. What is the use of this sentence? It defines that you all are using the document type HTML program. The first tag which is used for writing any HTML program is the HTML tag. So here the HTML tag is written. After that, you all are familiar that now HTML program is written into two sections, the head section and the body section. In the head section, we assign the title to the browser, and every time the title tag is written within the head tag. So students, after HTML tag, the second tag which comes is the head tag. So here is the head tag. Now in head tag, what you all have done, you all have assigned the title. Okay, and what title you have assigned over here? Table. So what is the title given for your particular output? That is given as table, which will not display on your browser, but it will display on the below the URL line. Okay, so the title is given as table, and once the title tag is completed, the closing of title tag is done by using backslash. As we have seen that every tag has an opening and closing tag. Only some of the optional tags are there for which closing is not required. Okay, so here title is again a container tag, so closing of that tag is necessary, and we have closed that tag by using backslash title. Once the title is completed, we will close the head tag, that is the head section, by closing the head tag. So backslash head is used for closing of the head tag. In this way the head tag gets closed. Have you all got it? Now next is the next section starts, that is the body section. Now what is there in the body section? In the body section you all can write the different types of documents, images, pictures, folders, everything. Okay, so here now we are going to create a table. So inside body tag, which tag I have used? Table. In the last lecture, I had already told you all that table tag has a compulsory attribute, that is border. Without border, the table tag does not work. Okay, that is if you use the table tag, but if you don't assign the border, then your table will be borderless. So it is compulsory to assign the attribute border for the table tag, and the value of border can be any. You can give any value which you want for the border. Next is, here we have assigned the value for border as 3. Now next is the TR tag. Now what is the use of TR tag? We have seen previously that the TR tag is used for the table row. For creating a row in a table, the tag used is the TR tag. After that is the TD. TD call span is equal to 2. Now what is the use of TD? TD is used to write the data. Table data. Okay, so if you want to write the table data, in that case which tag you will use? The TD tag. By using TD tag, you all will create you all will write the data in the table. Now here you all can see, students, call span is equal to 2 is used. Call span means what? It combines two columns and creates a single column. Here the value, whatever value of the call span is given, that many columns are combined together, they are spanned together, and a single column is created. Similarly, in the previous example, we have seen about the row span. In row span, what was done? That what was done, if you all are using row span, then two or more rows were combined together and a single row was created by using row span. Now here what we are doing, we are combining two or more columns. Okay, here value of call span is 2. That means we are combining two columns. So we are using call span. Here call span is equal to 2. Understood? Here what will happen? Your two columns will get combined and a single column will be created. Okay. Next is align is equal to center. And what will be the alignment of this TD tag? That will be in the center. And what data you all are going to write in that is the colors. Okay, so what data you all are giving here? Colors. Your data is completed, so your TD tag is completed by using \TD, and hence by using \TR, your table row is completed. In this way, this is the first statement that is used for the first row creation of the call span. See here, student, there were two columns created, but what we have done in the first column, we have in the first row we have combined the two columns, and two columns are combined and one single column is made, and we have given the name for that column as colors. So here the name is colors. Understood? Now next row is for the TR, next row creation. First data is TD. BG color is equal to red. Here again BG color is the attribute and red is the value. So the second row, first column is of red color, and the second row, second column is of the green color. So there are two entries in the second column, whereas in the first row we have done only one entry. Why in the first row one entry? Because we have combined the two columns and created one single column. So only one entry is done. In the second row, we did not have to use the call span or row span attribute. So we have the two columns as it is. So we have to enter the two data in both the columns. So in the first column, we have entered the red data, and in the second, we have entered green. Okay. So in this way, our table creation is completed. So the table tag will get closed, the body tag and the HTML tag. In this way, this is a basic example of call span attribute, and the output will be like this. Here the two columns are combined together. So the name is we have used here align is equal to center. So here the colors is in the center, whereas in the second row we have assigned the background color for the first column as red and for the second column as green. So this is the output of the call span attribute. Students, for creating a program, you all can use the row span and call span attribute together in a single program also. Okay, we will see some of the examples practically also after completion of this chapter. I will show you all some of the examples in which we can combine the row span and call span attribute also. Okay. So now next point is that there is a note for you all. That the BG color attribute is deprecated in HTML5, but it is supported by the browser. The textbook uses it only for the presentation purpose. HTML5 recommends using CSS. The same note which has been told you all previously in the rows pack is given again over here, that the bg color attribute is not supported by this HTML5, but for the presentation look of your textbook is using this for the presentation purpose. Okay, HTML5 uses the CSS for having any type of attractiveness, creativeness in their program. So I had told you yesterday that CSS is there for you all for study in the next year. CSS is nothing but it stands for cascading style sheet. Okay, in that you all can create the HTML page in a more attractive manner by using the different types of CSS. There are 3 different types of CSS used, which will help you all to design your page in an attractive way. Okay, so now we will move forward and now we will see how to create hyperlink in a web page. So the next point is creating hyperlinks in a web page. Now student, how to create a hyperlink in a web page? What is the use of hyperlink in a web page? Why there is a need to create a hyperlink? So that are the different types of questions which have been arising. So hyperlinks are used to connect one document with another document. In HTML, links are created by using the A tag. Okay, now what is the use of hyperlink? In HTML, mostly the use of hyperlink is to connect one document with the other. That is, if I am having a number of files created, that is A file, B file, C file, and I want each file to be connected to each other, then in that case I will use the hyperlink concept. Okay, hyperlink concept हम कब यूज करने वाले हैं? जब हमारे पास नंबर ऑफ पेजेस है और हर एक पेज को मुझे एक दूसरे के साथ कनेक्ट करना है. मतलब मैंने अगर फर्स्ट पेज पे है तो मुझे डायरेक्टली थर्ड पेज पे जाना है, तो मैं डायरेक्टली फर्स्ट से थर्ड को कनेक्ट होना चाहिए. थर्ड से अगर मुझे फिफ्थ पे जाना है या फिर सेकंड पे आना है तो वैसे कनेक्शन चाहिए. तो ईच पेज के बीच में अगर आपको कनेक्शन क्रिएट करना है तो उसके लिए आप क्या यूज करने वाले हो? Hyperlink. So what is the use of hyperlink? Remember, hyperlink is nothing but it is used in your program for only which purpose? It is used only for one purpose, and that purpose is that it is used for the connection. It is used only for the connecting purpose. In HTML5, the links are created by using A tag. So which is the tag used for the creation of linking in HTML? So remember student, the tag used is the A tag. A tag stands for anchor tag. So for creating any hyperlink in a web page, which tag is used? So you will have to remember that anchor tag is used. That is the A tag. Okay, when you will open any website and click on a text or an image, it takes you to that page. That is known as hyperlink. Now here is a note for you all that हाइपरलिंक मतलब क्या? जब भी आप पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट अगर ओपन कर रहे हो, जैसे कॉमन वेबसाइट आप लोग आप फ्लिपकार्ट पे क्लिक कर रहे हो, तो आपको क्या होता है कि वन पेज से अनदर पेज आपको मूव होना है तो आप इजीली हो सकते हो. सपोज आपने फ्लिपकार्ट ओपन किया, आपको पर्टिकुलर मोबाइल्स देखना है तो आपको नंबर ऑफ मोबाइल्स अवेलेबल हुआ है, आपको पर्टिकुलर मोबाइल की इंफॉर्मेशन व्यू करनी तो आप वो मोबाइल पे क्लिक करते हो तो उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन जिस पेज पे रहेगी वो पेज आपको डिस्प्ले होता है. सिमिलरली अगर आप कॉलेज की वेबसाइट देखते होगे, जब एडमिशन लेना है या कौन सी भी वेबसाइट लो, कॉमनली आप क्या करते हो कि वो वेबसाइट को आप पहले पूरा चेकआउट करते हो. नेक्स्ट बटन रहता है, सबमिट बटन रहता है. जब भी आप फॉर्म फिल करते हो, ऑनलाइन फॉर्म आप एग्जाम का फिल कर रहे हो या फिर एडमिशन का ऑनलाइन फॉर्म फिल करते हो, तो उसमें क्या होता है कि जब आप फर्स्ट पेज पे आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन राइट कर रहे हो तो उसके बाद नीचे आपको नेक्स्ट बटन आता है या फिर सबमिट आता है. ओके, जब नेक्स्ट आता है, फर्स्ट पेज कंप्लीट हुआ है, आपको सेकंड पेज की इंफॉर्मेशन फिल करनी है, आप नेक्स्ट करके नेक्स्ट पेज पे जाते हो. तो ये जब आप नेक्स्ट बटन पे प्रेस करते हो, इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि आपको वो नेक्स्ट पेज पे लेके जा रहा है. तो जो चीज आपको नेक्स्ट पेज पे लेके जा रही है, दैट इज नथिंग बट द हाइपरलिंक. So hyperlink is used just to connect different web pages or different pages and create one single text. तो hyperlink किसके लिए यूज किया जाता है? To connect one document with the another document. Okay. The syntax is ahref is equal to mypage.html. Click here for my page /a. Now here the syntax is given. Syntax कैसे यूज करना है? एक tag is used for hyperlink, ये आपको सबको पता है. पर ए टैग अकेला यूज नहीं कर सकते हो, तो उसके लिए आपको कौन सा एट्रीब्यूट यूज करना रहता है, href। सो href इज द एट्रीब्यूट दैट इज यूज्ड विद योर एंकर टैग। तो एंकर टैग के साथ आप कौन सा एट्रीब्यूट यूज करने वाले हो, href। href स्टैंड्स फॉर हाइपर रेफरेंस। आप उसको रेफरेंस दे रहे हो कि आपको कौन से पेज का कनेक्शन चाहिए, ठीक है, उसका रेफरेंस यहाँ पे देते हो। तो यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया है, सिंटैक्स में एक एग्जांपल में लिखा है mypage.htm। मैंने जब स्टार्टिंग में बोला था कि HTML का प्रोग्राम हम .html से सेव करते हैं या .htm से सेव करते हैं, तो यहाँ पे वो प्रोग्राम किससे सेव किया गया है, .htm। तो क्या होगा यहाँ पे mypage.html का जो प्रोग्राम है, यहाँ पे लिंक क्रिएट होगी और वो लिंक के आगे क्या नाम आएगा, क्लिक हियर फॉर माई पेज। तो आपको टेक्स्ट आपके HTML पेज के आउटपुट पे आपको क्या दिखेगा, क्लिक हियर फॉर माई पेज विद रेड पिंक अंडरलाइन या फिर रेड अंडरलाइन होगी या फिर ब्लू भी हो सकती है। फिर आप उसके ऊपर क्लिक करोगे तो आप कौन से पेज पे जंप होगे, यहाँ पे mypage.html पे जंप होगे। समझ में आया, ए टैग का यूज, दैट इज एंकर टैग का यूज इन हाइपरलिंकिंग। ओके, A stands for anchor and href stands for hyperreference. So anchor tag is used for hyperreference purpose. Now next, the href attribute in the above syntax is used to specify the address of the file which needs to be opened on clicking. जैसे कि मैंने अभी प्रीवियसली कहा है कि href एट्रीब्यूट किसके लिए यूज किया जाता है, तो href एट्रीब्यूट में क्या रहता है कि जो भी आप सिंटैक्स राइट कर रहे हो उसको एड्रेस देना नेसेसरी है। तो वो फाइल का एड्रेस आप कौन से इसमें देते हो, ये सिंटैक्स में देते हो। जो भी आप फाइल का सिंटैक्स इसमें href के आगे देते हो, वो कमांड होता है कि जब भी आप उस पर क्लिक करोगे तो आपका कौन सा पेज ओपन होगा, जो href में पेज आपने दिया है। ठीक, नेक्स्ट इज HTML link colors. So now here are the different link colors which will be available to you when a hyperreference will be created. The first is a hyperlink by default appears blue in color with an underline. It is not visited by any user. A visited link is underlined and purple. An active link is underlined and blue. So students, there are different types of link colors in HTML. The first link color is the by default color, which is blue. So blue is the by default color which will display on your browser or on your web page. That is the by default color used, blue color. It displays that whatever data will be there, that data will have a blue color line below it. Okay, in the previous example you all can see here the data given is click here for my page. So click here for my page will have and blue color underline. Okay, so this is the by default hyperlink color which will be displayed. Next, it means that this is not visited by any type of user. So this site is not visited by the user. If a site or a link is visited by the user, then that will be in the purple color. Okay, that will be little bit pinkish or reddish or purplish color. Okay, so visited link may be in purple color, whereas active link will be in blue color. So you all have to keep in mind that blue color link is there, purple color link is there. This is the different types of link color links available in HTML. Now next is the image hyperlink. Now what is the meaning of image hyperlink? Many times you all have seen the different types of websites, or you all have been visited to different types of website. Then in that case, each website is having number of images. Okay, when you will click on particular image, then the actual page where you want to move will be moved with that image. For example, many websites have images as hyperlink. For example, the previous arrow is an image on which clicking displays the previous web page. The arrow is actually an image hyperlink. So student, what is given over here? In image hyperlink, what happens? You all are again creating websites. In that websites, you are using your images as a hyperlink. For example, sometimes in your form there is arrow button, forward arrow button, backward arrow button. What does it mean? That it is nothing but it is an image. When you will click on the backward arrow, it will show that you have to move to your previous page. So that image will have a hyperlink of the previous page if you are using backward arrow And if you are using forward arrow, then it means your image will have a link that will point to the forward page of your web page. So students, image is again used for the hyperlink purpose, which will have the different types of images for showing the different pages related to it. The syntax for that will be a href is equal to mypage2.html, image src is equal to arrow.gif, alt is equal to click on arrow /a. Now a is the anchor tag, h is the hyperreference tag, and the name for my file which will be linked is mypage2.html. So mypage2.html is the file where you have to jump when an image is shown. Okay, whenever an image is shown, at that time where you will jump to mypage2.html. And what is the name of image? The tag of image for displaying image is the img tag with compulsory attribute src, that is the source of the image, and the source of the image is given, and the alternate name for the image is given as click on arrow. So when you will click on this image, you all will go on the page mypage2.html. Okay, understood? So in this way what will happen, your program will get created and a link will be generated on which particular page you all have to move. Okay, now next point is forms in HTML. Now what is the use of forms in HTML, students? Many times you all have seen the online process of form filling. You all have seen when you whenever the admission process is going on, you all have to fill the online forms. So what is this online form? How this online form is created? So this online form is created in HTML. So forms in HTML is used to accept the user input. The form in HTML is created by using the form tag as form and /form. So in HTML, mostly the form is created for the user input. The input which is taken by the user is stored in the form. So this form is how the form is created. So again the form is created by using the form tag. As we have seen that if you want to create a table, we use the table tag. In the similar manner, if you want to create a form, then a form tag is used. Okay, and how the form tag is used? It is again used as opening form and closing form. In this way, forms are used in HTML for creating the user input. So in this topic, you are going to study how to create a form in HTML, how to create the text box, how to create text area. There are different types of elements which are created in the form that we are going to study. So for now, you will have to remember that how we are creating form in HTML by using a form tag. Now next, the point is the form controls. Now what are the different form controls? A form is a collection of different elements, also called as controls, like the text box, radio button, checkbox, submit button, and many more. So here student, they have given us the different elements or the collection of different types of elements which is used for creating your form. That is, the text area is there, text box is there, radio button, check button, submit button, reset button, and many more. There are different types of forms you can create. That is, drop down list is there. Number of different controls are there with different types of elements available in HTML for creating or for designing a form. Okay, so there are different types of contents used for creating the forms in HTML. So have you understood what is the use of forms in HTML? Forms in HTML is mostly used for the accepting the user's input. Then the user input is accepted. But for that we are creating the form by using the form tag. The form tag is again the container tag, that is opening and closing of form tag is necessary. So there are different types of controls which are used with your form tag with different elements. Okay, so the different types of controls can be the text box, the radio button, the check box, submit button, and many more different types. So this is all about the form controls. Now the next point is which are the attributes used with the form element and the input element. So now students, we are going to study what are the different types of attributes which are used with the form elements and what are the different input elements used. Okay. So this we will study in the next lecture, that what are the different types of attributes used for form creation. Thank you.